Hello students, I am Nakul Sheth. In this video tutorial, I am going to discuss two important differences considering with your examination and interview questions as well. Those two differences are C versus Java and second difference is C++ versus Java. Let us start with our first difference C versus Java. So the first difference between C versus Java is C is a procedure oriented programming language, which means in C programming your compiler will follow a step by step approach to compile and run your C program. But on other hand, Java programming is strictly follows object oriented programming approach. So to run your Java code, we have to put everything into class and object. Now we are moving to our second difference, which is in C programming we can use size of and typedef keyword for memory management, but Java doesn't support size of and typedef keywords. Now the next difference is all about some user defined data types supported by C, and those data types are structure and union. So C programming has support of structure and union, but on other hand Java doesn't support user defined data types like structure and union. Now take a look at the most important difference regarding C versus Java, and that difference is C programming will support explicit pointers, which means we can declare and initialize pointer in our C program. But on other side Java doesn't support explicit pointers, which means we can't declare and initialize pointers in our Java program. That's why we can say Java is a most secure programming language compared to other object-oriented programming languages. The next difference is if we want to use header files in C programming, we can use hash include statement, and other statement is hash defined that is used to declare a constant variable in C program. So this all kind of statements which includes hash include or hash defined, this is possible due to C programming is support preprocessor. So here your next difference is due to support of preprocessor, C language support hash define and hash include, but Java doesn't support preprocessor. So we cannot use hash define or hash include in our Java program. Next difference is also about two keywords, that is break and continue. In C programming we can use simple break and continue statement, but we have to use label break and continue statement in our Java program. Now the next difference we have, C programming is used to develop OS kernels, which means C programming is used for kernel level programming, but Java programming is used for web or desktop applications. So we can say Java programming is used to develop application programs. So now we are moving to our next difference, that is C programming follows top-down approach because it is a procedure-oriented programming language, but Java is an object-oriented programming language, so that we can say Java follows bottom-up approach to execute its program. On C programming, we can declare our variable at the beginning of our block, but in Java we can declare variable anywhere in the program. So this is all about C versus Java. Now we are moving to our next difference, which is C++ versus Java. So the first difference about C++ versus Java is C++ programming language is basically C with object oriented programming extension, which means C++ is a partial object oriented programming language, but Java is purely object oriented programming language. Next difference is we can implement operator overloading with the use of C++ programming. But in Java, we can't implement operator overloading because Java doesn't support operator overloading. Third difference, C++ support multiple inheritance, which means a child class can have two different parent classes, so we can inherit properties from two parent classes in C++ programming. But Java doesn't support multiple inheritance, but we can implement this multiple inheritance with the help of interface. Now, what is this interface? That will be discussed later. Now, the next difference is C++ supports explicit pointers, but Java doesn't support explicit pointers. Now, the next difference is C++ uses destruction function to free memory, but Java doesn't support destruction function. But In Java, that destruction function will be replaced by a method called finalize method. Now this finalize method will be discussed in garbage collection topic. Now the next difference is C++ have template class, but Java doesn't support template classes. And the last difference about C++ versus Java is C++ support header files due to support of preprocessor, but Java doesn't support preprocessor, so we can't implement or use header files in our Java program. Now let us discuss few of the important questions regarding this topic. The first question is why Java doesn't support multiple inheritance? Second question, why Java doesn't support explicit pointers? Third question, what do you mean by a procedure-oriented programming language? Fourth question, what is an object-oriented programming language? And the last question is, what are different languages which support procedure-oriented programming? So this is all about for C++ versus Java, and this is all about for today's video. Thank you for watching this video. Keep learning, stay happy, bye.